All right, what's up, y'all? What's good? All right, let's get into it today. Go ahead and close some of these things out. What do you guys think? How are you guys feeling about the first drop here? Want to get your thoughts, your opinions. Let's go. All right, cool. What's up, everyone? So we got Carlos in here. I don't really know what happened in the chat, but there's all these crowns in here. Number 1, number 2, number 3. So I don't really know what that means. But cool. What's up, Carlos, Kaz, Omar? The Carloses are number 1 on here for whatever reason. So it looks like you guys are lit, super active in here or something. What's up, Puccini, Seth, Linz, Corey? I want the shirt, but I don't got an address to send it to. You think I can just come pick it up? Yeah, for sure. What is the name of the song? So yeah, you guys were actually listening to this group called The Blaze. GU Divergence. All right, we can check that out. What's up, LJ, Edwin, Daniel, Orozco, Daniel, Sene, Omar, Puccini. Hello, Karen. The hat is a must get for me, bro. Hey, yeah, pre-order. They'll drop on Friday. 100%. So if you guys just want to be, subscribed, always know what's coming. We have another collection as soon as this one is good to go. So the hat is super dope. Really like how it turned out. It looks super cool over here. You guys can see kind of different examples. The crown looks sick with a little bullish. It's embroidered, so it's super clean. And then this actually is here. It's actually aligned right there. We got that updated. So yeah, that looks super dope. And then the shirt is super. It's like the max heavyweight, so it feels really comfortable. You could use it as a pump cover. Take it out into the deserts, if you will. So yeah, we're super stoked on how everything came out. Hope you guys enjoy it. And then when you get it, we want to see it. So lock your stuff in. Everything is good to go. I know some of you had some shipping errors yesterday, so you should be gravy. Yeah, appreciate you guys just showing support to Tradetopia, and it's all love. We really appreciate it. Okay, so here we are. We have indices once again. Did anyone catch NQ buys once it swept liquidity over here? I didn't take this position. We had the typical sweep, came back, retested sellers, so drew sellers back in, and then we got the move back to this side over here. So textbook exits and imbalance, previous levels of support. Some of you did that. And then with Dow, Dow is trading so high still over here that I am a bit curious on if we're going to get over to here or not yet. So we're still waiting on mitigation here from New York Open from yesterday. So we'll be definitely keeping that in mind. So all of this, we already kind of went through this, so I'm not going to really have too much marked up here. We see tons of imbalance after it just absolutely went mental up here. We need some dad style hats. They're coming for sure. Don't worry. Need that hat. Def ordering some soon. Hey, appreciate you guys. Yo, it means a lot to us. And it was a team effort, Kevin and Nance going crazy with just designs, website stuff. So yeah, you guys are seeing this is a long-term thing, so for sure. Got the one big beautiful bill got passed yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's why it went up so much. And Q win, nice, just like that. So we may look to rebalance today. We're starting to look like we could get some distribution over here. We saw Dow clear the highs, start to work its way lower. This was relatively, structure wasn't the greatest here. We didn't see a strong close and then a pullback. So if you didn't take sells, which I didn't, over here, I would understand why. I'm sure some of you did. But yeah, just now we kind of saw the swap from buyers to sellers right there. So that was taken care of. And now we're seeing the market work its way down. So Dow shorts seem inevitable. What is interesting to me is, what does that mean for NQ? So today, are we going to see NQ trade at a different capacity? So we worked our way further down over here. Yesterday, we got down to this level, borderline making support liquidity here. And then now today, we finally clear the low, trade into this. We see an aggressive rejection with the news event right there when the market works its way down. So I feel like there's a few things that I'm mindful for, and I want to talk about those things here. So yesterday we saw liquidity here get taken out just barely. And this was the trend line that we talked about yesterday. We said, I was going over how I was like, okay, you know what? We have liquidity here. We see it break above the trend line, play into this high. So this is what leaves more liquidity right there. So got some money sitting there. So this is retail sells still present over here. So at some point, I think we're going to get up there. The thing is, like, we're not seeing NASDAQ or Dow move in unison. Like, they're not correlating right now by any means. I mean, just look at this. Dow is trading. Dow got all the way down to Thursday's price action from last week, whereas, or NASDAQ got down to here, whereas Dow is chilling way up here still. Like, we're barely trading in this imbalance from yesterday, just New York session. So we're nowhere near what we had going on last week. If you take a look, just to get a good understanding, we're like, price got down to the 26th price action. For Dow to get to the 26th, we got to get like way down over here. So we're by no means trading in the same way. Dow and NASDAQ have kind of pulled away from each other. So I really think we're going to end up, I think we can treat these relatively separately for today. At least that's how I'm going to go about it. The fact that, and since Dow is way up here, NASDAQ is way down here, a lot of times they kind of find their way back in the middle. So I do have an interest in NASDAQ buys. I have an interest in NASDAQ buys because we get the classic liquidity sweep here. So we get a nice little sweep to the downside. Right around here, we get a nice push. Once we get something like this where we sweep below key levels, like we get below yesterday's low, we get below Friday's low, we trade into imbalance, and we're playing out of structure here. So that to me looks good. There is another level down here. So worst case scenario, I would be looking to participate maybe in a buy down there as well. This would be, mitigating Thursday's New York Open price action. So that's a possibility. And so right now I'm looking for this. So check this out here. And we're 2 minutes out from New York Open, so we can expect some movement here. So here's where we're at, right? We're noticing Dow fill this imbalance here. So if we just look at price action, it's trading down to this level. Okay. Here is Tuesday's zone. Now Dow can go into imbalance. There's just key, like here's where we had, New York Open, blah, 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 blah. So Are these going to move together? We're seeing 5-minute candle here, kind of pretty bullish, small, but it's moving to the upside. Dow dropped down, came back up a little bit. We're kind of going to see. So if Dow drops and fills this imbalance, I want to see if either we're Dow or NASDAQ is trading with it. So if they both are just going to go bearish. If so, then, okay, there's nothing to do here with NASDAQ. If not, which is kind of what I'm thinking is happening now, because when you look at NQ, you see liquidity sweep. There really is not much demand over here. And not only that, but when it trades higher, the way it's doing so now, we're trading up in this range. We're seeing consolidation. So the market's been moving sideways for almost 30 minutes. And to me, it looks like we could see something like this. And this could happen like relatively quickly. So to me, it looks like we can kind of get a push like this. So this is the kind of buy that I'm looking to take advantage of here. So it would be something like that. So right now with New York open, boom, it is now active. So this is, in my opinion, this looks like a typical kind of like break retest situation where this could easily lure in sellers one more time before the market rips. So that's a possibility. In regards to shorting, to selling anything here, I'm not really seeing a key selling zone. NASDAQ, for the most part, has liquidity here, trendline liquidity, has, equal highs over here. It's only really up here that I could understand why, but even this still leaves retail liquidity. So right now, we're in a small time frame, 5-minute bearish structure. We see that the highs of the key highs we are noticing are over here. So this is not just London session, but Asian session highs. So you have basically today's highs over here. So there's definitely liquidity here, today's highs. This would be price getting up to here would liquidate majority of sellers that have entered the market. The question is it going to happen now? That's the key thing. So what I want to know and what I want to see is, do we get below? Like, do we push those? Look at how Dow is pushing down right now. Dow is pushing down really well, while NASDAQ, not really, doesn't really care for it. So something like this could set us up. Look at this, just melting through. And now Dow did a pretty nice sweep to the upside before it dropped. Right there. Okay. So the winners of the day right now were the shorts during London. Starting to see these go through. NASDAQ very, very gently working its way down. So pretty solid. I think, we could run into some traffic. You have this order block kind of already rejected before. So I feel like we'll probably keep going down. From there, maybe we kind of see reversals closer to this zone, if not over here. So right now, as you can see, we have two totally different environments. So if we do see a push down into here, considering how well the market is trading up and how basically minimally it's over here, I like the NASDAQ buys here shortly. But we'll see how that goes through. Now, outside of that, yesterday we took a euro buy, ended up coming back to the zone. So this was a break even, reduced risk exit based on what, however you guys were trading that. And after that, what I thought was cool was I ended up, and I was bringing this up because we were watching the market, work its way down to key zones. And we had not just euro, but we had the Australian in mind. We had a few different setups. And so I actually I was watching price action unfold, and I ended up taking a buy position and kind of riding it out just for a little bit, nothing too crazy here until end of day. So ended taking this out basically right up to here with Australian. But what we've noticed is everything is melting here. The dollar is just taking over. So look at GU just bleeding through. So definitely the bear between the dollar pairs here. We see Euro pretty mellow on its drop. Australian is starting to work its way down a little bit. And then you have NZD. So if we take a look at the different opportunities here, like are there buying opportunities in a drop? Is there a way we can join the sells here? So looking at this, looking at the way the market is kind of mapping out, first I like to think about, okay, on the way down, which one of these is the most bearish? So between NZD, it's dropping, but nothing too aggressive. Nothing like the pound, Euro, and Australian. So if we're going to look at these, GU is out of the picture for any sort of buying opportunities. That leaves us with Australian dollar, Euro, and NZD. Where with NZD, we're already seeing the market trade below liquidity here. So mellow. Let me make sure. Let me get in the chat here. Make sure we're gravy. Morning mitigation setting up on Dow. Got you. Already pre-ordered shirt. Sick. Thank you. All right. So yeah, this could be setting up. Is that what you're saying? Here or over here? Well, we'll get back into it. We'll check it out here in a second. So, what's up, Michael? Where am I at here? Okay. So, NZD sweeping liquidity. I think you guys can notice, right? You have the big sweep down here before the market rallies. So, I think this is a level that traders are going to be focused on. Would be this NZD big push down. Right, so you have that's not what I needed. You have this big move here. So you have, this is the liquidity capture. And trading in here, it's also why you see a big reversal. The difference though is this here, we already saw the exchange of money from sellers to buyers. And we already worked our way down to Friday's low for New York session. So GU, on the other hand, is getting to its imbalance from Tuesday of last week. So it's starting to feel that. Okay. Euro, on the other hand, and this is where we can compare different. You can just go side by side. But Euro, if we look at NZD and Euro, the low is over here, Friday. Euro, the low is over here still. So we're nowhere near these lows yet. Not even close. Australian, same thing. Not quite there. So we have the push down here and here with odd USD. So if we're looking at the 15-minute, these are kind of the key structures that are the areas for reversals. Would be here where the market sweeps the low and then rallies, so still playing within the zone. If you look at Euro, it has the same move. So that's like basically this move here. And the market starts to sell off at around 4:15 a.m. Central Time. So you look at that over here. It doesn't do it the same way. It isn't until later, right around here, that we start seeing that drop. So in order to take a buy position here, these guys will not give me my alerts back. could we get into this imbalance? And then what does that look like when we compare Euro, USD, and Australian? So looking at this here, we're still ways away. Where is... Here we go. So right now we're trading honestly closer to the 50%. If you look at Australian, I would say it's slightly more bearish. So you can mark it up right there. Here's the low. Here's the high. So waiting for this to work its way down would be ideal. Not necessarily in a rush yet, by any means. We played out of imbalance, but to really close out this huge sells that we've seen in the past, I think we need a bit more. We need a bit more price action. So that's what we're doing right now with the dollar. That then brings us to USD CAD, USD CHF, USD JPY, which at the moment don't interest me too much. There's not really much going on. So I'm going to keep an eye out on what these setups can do moving forward. I do think we need to see the dollar pick up more strength and drop even further before I get a buy that I'm going to hold for at least, intraday or anything like that. With that being said, we are seeing, here we go, gold, right? Okay, gold once again. So after we saw gold go on an absolute rampage, keep just flying bullish, it takes out the highs from these last local, like these previous highs over here. So structure-wise, we see gold takes out these orders. We had the 1 hour lower low, 1 hour higher high, 1 hour lower low. So we get into this zone, and then as soon as gold takes out these highs, it's when it loses momentum and works its way down. So right now, we don't necessarily, because this structure was so bullish, we're not really seeing a shift in momentum or anything yet. This kind of looked like it pulled back just to continue. So it's still really, really bullish. And then when we look at silver here hasn't cleared these highs. So here's Thursday's highs during London. You look at silver over here. We're not quite there yet, right? We're kind of going back and forth with how the market's moving. Silver did leave behind liquidity, so I do think at some point we'll work our way back down. And if we take a look at how silver and gold compare to one another, we're seeing them both kind of pick up momentum to the upside. And I don't know if you guys see this, but here's where we have a big sweep to the upside before everything drops. So the question is, are we going to see a short out of here, or did we already sell out of this zone? This is a very important question. So we can get down to smaller time frames to really figure this out. Here we see the market pick up momentum, take out this liquidity, trade just a notch higher than here, and then it drops. Price comes back up to this level. It trades into here. So it trades right into this zone, and then we sell off. So when I look at something like this, we have a conundrum, or at least I do. There's definitely imbalance here. But we also definitely see a sell-off out of this zone. So the question becomes, what did it sell from? So for example, why did we drop from this specifically? Were we closing out orders here? Did we mitigate? Like, what is the last thing that we're really looking for? Are we gonna, like, here was the last 1 minute move up before it all drops? Do we need to get all the way back up into here? So we could argue whether this is mitigation. It pokes into the zone. It kind of trades into this last little order block before it drops off. The fact that there's an imbalance here for sure is at least a target for money. But the question is it going to sell from that zone? So whether it reaches this area is not so much a question for me. I think it's a pretty good chance. But whether it reverses out of this area, that's kind of the bigger thing I have in question here. And I'll feel more comfortable shorting there depending on where gold's at the time. So if gold is, let's say, more bullish going into like these zones, then I would feel like, okay, we have a shot at selling something here. Otherwise, I may skip out on an idea like this. But that's my take, at least with metals. Let's see, natural gas, moving on up. Oil. I know oil buys here were solid. Had this sweep. Market comes back, pops off. Let's see what oil is looking like. It's been in a range more than anything. I'm not taking any. I haven't traded this anywhere in this because of this whole sideways movement. So some people are pretty good at trading consolidation like this, where you can kind of find your little spots. You're just picking your spots in here, and you're just, shorting in little zones, buying in little zones, just going back and forth. Right now, I'm noticing quite a bit of liquidity across the board. So I've stayed out, but some of you are milking these movements. So right now, it looks like we are building out some resistance over here. And I wonder if we work our way down still or not. I don't have any trades I have right now with oil. Just kind of speculating. Let's see. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, both making some pretty big movements. Yesterday, once NASDAQ recovered or started to recover, we started seeing something similar with Bitcoin. But it really wasn't until yesterday during Asian session where everything really, really picked up. So right now it looks like we're targeting liquidity. And if you guys look at Bitcoin over here, I mean, it's struggling to really keep this bearish momentum. It's really struggling to do that. Every time it dips down, it immediately just eats it up. So these, again, like, I'm not sold on shorts for long term. This just looks like if we do come back here, it could be another example of it just reaccumulating. So yeah, definitely have another target on sight over here. And let's go take a look at indices real quick. So NASDAQ, no chill, no pullback, just absolutely ripping to the upside. The other thing that we can see is, are we going to get shorts on Dow? Dow Jones over here, we see it clear the highs, trade all the way up to here, get above some liquidity, and then work its way down. So Dow is starting to set up a bit here. This was pre-New York Open, and then a couple minutes of New York Open right there. That's really where this all kicks off. And then it comes down. We've been trading below the low here for the last, 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So, I mean, the longer we stay here, the better I think this gets as an opportunity. We're seeing NASDAQ already clear tons of trendline liquidity on the way up. So at any point in time, NASDAQ could kind of exhaust these, like it can have enough liquidity to work its way down. Because remember, in order for sellers to come in, there needs to be enough buy orders on the other side of it. So yeah, I think we can see a short with Dow. And if we do see a short with Dow, more importantly, it's where to. Where does this go? So let's say we short Dow Jones like here. And then I'd have my stop, I don't know, like something like this. Let's say 40 points, give or take. A move like this, I think this could be an exit, this order block right there. Otherwise, we might just go all the way down to mitigation over here. And now you're looking at an 11R. Not too bad. If we do see a reversal overall on both of these, then I'm going to keep a lookout on NAS, because if NASDAQ gets down to this level, and that's at a key level also with Dow, let's say Dow gets down to here. So let's say we get down to like this area. So let's say we get to here, then, and we're here at the same time, I would take profit there. So let's see. Let's see how this comes together here. So I'm going to get more geared up for possible Dow shorts over here. Let's see. What am I going to throw at this thing? All right. Looks like okay. All right. So yeah, I'm feeling decent. You know, the market clears this. We're trading below here. We're not staying too further down, but I'm not surprised. And as I mentioned, you know, I was thinking we can either see a reversal out of this zone over here. Like here was where we had price action, sell off before the reversal. So a bounce out of here wasn't too surprising by any means. And the more we do this, the better, in my opinion, for the shorts. It gives us more confirmation that there's actually demand over here. So if we might get something like this, then it's, all right, send it. And we can notice at the same time, NQ. This is where I think we can get to at some point today. And maybe if we have NASDAQ up here, wherever, and Dow slowly get up to here, solid. Okay, what I want to do now, though, is I want to see charts from you guys. So I want to see what you guys have in mind. So go ahead in the Tradetopia chat here. Oh, I just realized I don't think I ever announced that I even went live on here. Y'all just know. Yo, these crowns look cool. Puccini, #1. Don't unlink EU buy on a 12 better pullback. I don't trade with pullbacks. I don't know actually what you're talking about with the fib level. What's the mitigation setup I was mentioning? That's, oh, okay. We're holding it down a little bit while that's way more bullish. Yeah. Possibly taking a short-term sell on Dow and S&P. I'll take a look at S&P. I haven't looked at it. How you getting the crown? Kind of cool. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just how active you are in the chat. Top fans. Yeah, that's what it is, I think. You get like experience points. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points or XP, send live chat messages, send super chats and super stickers. That's how you do it. Cool. Okay, so that's, I guess, how you do that. Sweet. I'm going to drop a post right now. Well, I'm going to drop 2. So one, just to let people know that we're live. And then 2, drop your setups here. Let me see what you have in mind. Also, one of the things that just happened is that now you can drop videos in here and it'll load right away. So you guys probably noticed this yesterday. Before, the video feature was really annoying in here, where like you had to kind of download it. So now you can upload and watch like instantly right here. So you can just kind of go through this here, and it'll just pop up right in there. So pretty cool. I'll be dropping more breakdowns in there. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pin this one so you guys can see it. All right, Michael, what you got? Cat futures down here. A little sweep, a little push. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Dow, Nas. Okay. All right, CAD futures. So let's take a look at this here. 6C. This one, yeah, this one mitigated before. Nice little, yeah, this is nice. Clearance, the high here, actually, 16 hours of price trading over here. That's not bad. Let's zoom out a little more. Okay, so let's get the big picture here. CAD futures has been bullish. Got out all the way up to here. Market rebalanced, mitigated, got back up, back down. We saw that when price worked its way down to here. Very intentional. Just with the intention of sweeping this low, rebalancing, and then instantly right back up. So this looks good. This looks solid. I like what we got here. Market trades here for a bit before dropping down. Interesting. Yeah, I do like the buys over here. See, it's a massive sell-off, and then there's all of this. As soon as the market drops down, it looks like actually there was an opportunity for an entry here, maybe. Rejects, not really. So, yeah, the sell-off starts to happen end of day with CAD futures. I would be looking for buys for sure somewhere over here. So somewhere in this zone. This is like the big overarching zone. And then if we just look over into the past, there's some pretty key zones where you see reversals pretty constantly. First one that looks common would be this. So this is kind of, I say, our actual, if we're going to refine our entry, looking closer to an area over here. And so you may be asking yourself, why? Why this zone? You see key reversal points constantly over here. It's kind of where it kicks off. And then you see another round right over here. So support, support, resistance, resistance, support, support, support. Basically right there. So this area looks solid. And then when we compare that to the way that it swept and then the way that it worked its way higher, we can get just more and more detail. And I think we'll find kind of what we're looking for. So on the way up, the market pulls up, drops down. See a little doji right there, comes up again, drops down. So there's definitely imbalance to trade out of here. And I like this area. So if I were to set a position, I think it would be closer to here. This is pretty ambitious to get, and it's possible, but you'd be getting really, really tight zones, good risk reward all the way down here. However, if we're looking at where the market has just commonly reversed here, support, 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 resistance, like this just looks really common. Got a little order block right there in the past as well on the way up. So now that we're seeing low demand over here, yeah, this zone looks good. And then where do you take it to? If you're trading intraday, then I think being mindful of the volatility for the day is going to be useful. So for example, if we're looking at like USD CAD or CAD futures, you can see, let's see, USD CAD, about 75 pips on an average day right there. So we'd want to know the range for that day. Let's say it's not today, maybe it's tomorrow, NFP. We can kind of see where we're at. NFP can be a really volatile day. NFP is one of those days where you can trade beyond the average of a day. Like it's expected to have a lot more volatility, especially considering that you're going to see whole bunch of dollar news. So definitely worth keeping in mind. So yeah, USD CAD looks good. And I think that's basically what you had marked up, right? Sweet. So yeah, quality, Michael, I like it. Quality setup. Good stuff. Currently in S by targeting the 1 hour swing high. 1 hour swing high. All right, let's take a look. One thing I do want to bring up is I think our Dow is going to set up here soon. So if you're in a buy right now, that's good. Targeting the 1 hour swing high. I think we define things differently. 6269. Oh, you're going all the way up here. Okay. Yeah, I think targeting the imbalance is good. I would be maybe going for less. But that's just me. S&P has not gotten below the weekly low. Interesting. So what was your entry model? Let's see. I'm not really sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what's your targeting the swing high? Why do you target the swing high? Is a question for me. 6C, let's see. And then you're looking for the short end on this, which I'd also understand. So yeah, I was actually going to go over that. The short on this side looks promising as well. Maybe we can be a bit more mindful of other futures, but we see the market sweep the high and then work its way down. We're in like a 15-minute range, so yeah, the 5-minute goes bearish here. I would say there's no like super clean like a liquidity sweep here. Like there's liquidity and then it gets above, but it's not like the most aggressive. Oh, like smart money comes in and everything. And this happens during London, so kind of weird. I don't like this one as much as I like the buy. So I like the long better than the buy due to less volume on the push above the liquidity. All right. Discipline there. Spain, Portugal traveling. Big chilling. Brandon, what you got? The king of cross pairs. CHF, CPI. How was CPI? Did you trade CPI today for CHF? Odd CHF. So I haven't really traded too many cross pairs in a minute. But if you're trading, this would be a weird setup for now, like the timing. But I don't think you're looking to trade this right now anyways. Okay, so you got way up here. Looks like around the 27th, 28th. A lot of sideways movement. The one that looks really obvious to me is from the 24th. This one looks like abundantly clear for a short. Like you don't even have to zoom in on anything. This one's just straight up sell me. So this is a really easy setup. Things get a little tighter in this consolidation. So this is what you're looking at, I believe. You get a nice little sweep to the upside during London. That's the high on Friday. And then it works its way down. Yeah, I see it. I totally get it. How does this compare to like NZD CHF right now? NZD CHF. These like are relatively correlated. So I think it's the same move. Nope. It's way over here. So NZD is like over there. Looks like this already tapped into this zone. Interesting. Yeah, I think I would just probably keep my eye on both of these. These move relatively together. Looks like NZD already was efficient. Australian is not. So, yeah, keep your eye out on the way it works its way up. This is decent. I prefer this one up here. I just feel like it's a higher likelihood of a reversal in this area. Up here, it's just like it's obnoxiously apparent. And you have a similar setup here with NZD CHF. So, right there. Yeah, keep these in mind. There's definitely a lot of liquidity building up, so I'm sure there will be reversals at some point here soon. I wonder if there's anything over here for buy setups. Nah, doesn't look great. And then NZD CHF. Let's see, where is this trading? Trading below these lows now. Trading in this imbalance. Okay. Yeah, look at this is a Wyckoff. Clear distribution opportunities over here. So the downtrend seems just nice to keep trading. Looks like there's more opportunities still further down. So staying within shorts looks decent. Same thing over here. I think there's just market can work its way lower. So yeah, ride that out. All right, S pumping. Nice. Let's go, Luis. Trade's going in your favor. All right, good stuff there. Keep NZD CHF in mind. All right, NASDAQ. POI. 8-minute chart is cool. Well, you had 2 zones, right? Down there and here. Okay, let's see. I wouldn't want to trade this here. Like, yes, this is order blocks. Like, the market, stalls out and then moves. But I'm not as enticed towards this setup. This buy could play out later, though. Later in the day. We might just see something here. So we might just see actually a higher high and then the whole thing. Keep this one in mind. Dow, for me, has proven like there is totally demand for shorts here. So we have 40 minutes that we've been trading down here now. So if we do happen to get a pullback, yeah, definitely going to be looking to short. Mylen. GBP CHF. Yeah, the pound just died. Mucha consolidación aquí. So a lot of consolidation. It's not my favorite. I'll be real with you. I don't love that setup. There might be better pound setups there. So, okay, you're looking at this. And yeah, I mean, this is dropping significantly. So this is all that's happened today. It's the previous high, but that's about it. It doesn't really look like a setup to me. We could look at like other, for example, we'll go through the pound setups. So like GBP odd, for example, this looks like it kind of clears highs a little bit better, but barely. Gets up to here and then drops. So it's meh. It's okay. GBP, let's say we have GBP CAD. Sideways liquidity. That's it. You have GBP. You have like Euro GBP. So if you want to take a look at, and everything GBP related, right? Still basically a push down. Then the market goes flying. Still nothing crazy to me. And there should be really no surprise. Look at this. This is flying just the way that it melted down. Working its way up to here. Shorts, the last time we traded this was like up to here. It didn't get to the imbalance that we finally got to now. There looks like there was the short that's possible here. Looks less fun on the 15-minute. Climbs its way up, fills the gap down, barely gets above, and then slowly works its way down. This is just slow Asian session movement. I wouldn't trade this. But yeah, this is just me looking at pound setups, right? So GBP CAD, say CHF, GBP, what else is left? JPY. GBP JPY is in the retracement of a 4-hour extension. This sold out of basically resistance liquidity. So retail probably got a good position on here. From here with GBP JPY, you'd be looking at buying somewhere in this short right here. Here you can see where it starts to really sell off. Market goes over to here. Consolidation, consolidation. Support. From right here, you see the sell. Like right around there. Here's where it clears the lows. Gets below this as well. Trades into imbalance, and then off it goes. Yeah, this looks better. I wouldn't necessarily say we have shorts here, though, to look for. Not yet. So GBP JPY, comparing that to what we had before, right? GBP CHF, way more bearish. GBP CAD, similar. If you're looking at structure, here was the low. Here's the high, chilling at 786. GBP JPY, working its way down. Not nearly that bearish yet. Somewhere between 618 786, right around like a 70% pullback. From here, we can look at GBP. What else is left? USD. And between the pound setups, yeah, GU looks like the one that could reverse. So if I'm going to take a buy because you're trading the pound specifically, then it looks like GU would be the one. And these are the lows from the 23rd, June 23rd. So just to give you guys some comparison here. June 18 is already way below those other lows. So yeah, these are just trading overall way different. And what I'm noticing is like none of these really, before it sold off, there wasn't really like, at least the way I trade, not really an opportunity to get in there. All right, NQ climbing, Dow dropping. The journey continues. The inverse correlation continues. One goes up, one goes down. And remember what I was saying, right? I was telling you guys, like, these are going to end up meeting somewhere in the middle. And what do I mean by that? Right now, we're trading around where we were trading yesterday at around 9:30. The market right now is trading, look at this, NASDAQ is trading back around where it opened at 9:30. So these all kind of like evened out. NASDAQ from the low to the high, Dow from the high to the low. So now, funny enough, they're right around the price, the time of where they were priced yesterday. This is, you can literally see it right here. So I'm intrigued. All right. Heating oil. Looks good to me. Nice. Jenny got the same. Yeah, so Jenny, I think we get into imbalance, they'll then bring US30 to the zone. I see it. I see it. Can't open this chart for you. Unfortunately, oh, we got a picture though. I don't know what's happening here. Euro 1 minute down to here. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm not really sure what you're doing here. I don't really trade anything like this, so I can't really help you. and I can't interpret information. I can see that you want it to go down and then up. That I can understand. Why? It seems like it's some sort of fib. Okay, so you drew your fib, I think, backwards. The 0 should be kind of... Yeah, man, I don't really know exactly what you're doing here. So if you can give me some context, just some explanation of what you're thinking and why you're thinking it, that would definitely help. It's nothing like how I trade, which isn't necessarily a good or bad. It's just different. But I can't really help you because I don't understand the context of your chart. But thanks for sending it either way. All right, I think those are all the charts that you guys had set up, had dropped so far. I'm grateful for you. All right, cool. 1,500 members. Sheesh. Yo, crazy. Thanks for all the love, guys. Hey, don't forget to hit the like on the stream so we get some people locked in. Get them plugging in, learning, earning for the free ski. What else to expect from the syndicate? True. CAD futures is USD CAD. Yeah, thanks for helping in there as well, guys. Took Nas for awakening. No, I didn't do anything with Nasdaq. Nope. Easy. No, si uno sube, no. Esto es un poco fuera de lo normal. Normalmente se mueven juntos, uno un poco más que el otro. My eyes, you're crazy. Stop that. Mike is so profesh. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all plugging in. Hey, yeah, so guys, remember, if you're not taking advantage, like, I can see the numbers. Like, so many of you are not going through this. Smart Money Playbook is over here. Chicos, si están aquí, quieren ver, hay más información, cursos en español aquí gratis. Totalmente. If you guys are newer to trading, go ahead, go to the Traders Launchpad if you haven't already. And then if you want to build a system, learn smart money a bit more, we have here this course, 6 videos as well. And then you have the vault that needs to, this is going to be like 100 plus videos. So all right, cool. Yeah, you know, this week, I'm not totally surprised because it's been leading up to 4th of July, NFP, all that good stuff. It's been a pretty slow week. I'm waiting on that features tutorial and on the stuff that's going to be added to the vault too. I got you. So, slow week so far. I think one of the things, and now, especially because it's Wednesday, it can get very, like, if you're not trading as much as you usually do, it's pretty easy to kind of just start to force things, start to just make things up in your head about, oh, the market's going to go down now, or you start forcing things. So let the market come to you. We think sometimes that trading more often is going to make us more, but remember, on the other side of the reward is the risk. So if you're just taking trash setups, like, you're just going to lose for no reason. You're better off doing nothing than taking bad trades. Oh, Patrick took over. Patrick right now, number 1 on the leaderboard. Yeah, you take too many losses like that, for sure. Buenos dias, Broly. So, right now, guys, what we'll do is this. I'll send a recap here. I think we'll cut the stream a little bit shorter than usual today, but yeah, I think this right now is we could see this happen. Maybe it takes, I don't know, sometime within this hour. Maybe it'll be next hour, but especially considering that we'll get into the clearance of liquidity. It looks like of these highs, Asian and London highs, and get somewhere into this imbalance. Here, clearly, like we see the market introduce quite a bit of volume right there. NFP tomorrow, yes, tomorrow I will be live early for NFP on here. So make sure you got your notifications on. I totally can understand shorts in here with NASDAQ. The liquidity here I don't like, so which is why I'm leaning more towards shorting Dow instead. And so, yeah, we'll do that here. What I'll do, I feel like this might play out soon. I'm going to do a quick rundown on some stocks and then a little bit of crypto, and then we'll wrap up. So let's go into some crypto things. Dog pushing decently today. Kind of just ranging. You guys have seen this just range back and forth. Hit the Kraken listing and then just rebalancing, climbing. So it's just kind of consolidating. Overall, nothing crazy. OKX already threw dog on their, I think it was like their homepage or their Twitter or something. So we're looking at more tier 1 listings on dog, which is fantastic. Biggest pushers of the day right now that at least I have on my list, FIDA, Bond FIDA, which I think is now maybe called SNS. But this is basically the ENS of like where you can get a domain on Sol. They had a pretty good day. Virtuals. This is a really cool AI agent play. I think this one will probably go parabolic sometime in the future. So if you want to get into AI side of stuff, this is a really cool token. From there, let's see. Overall, though, if we're going into the kind of the bigger ones, I know a lot of you like for example, Chainlink. To me, this is a solid project. I'm sure we're gonna go totally crazy here soon. Ooh, look at that! Like it was on cue. On cue. Nike approaching my first target zone here. So if you've been dollar cost averaging in, then you're looking at some good profits. We just in the last couple of days, we're up about almost 30%. So the market approaching this zone is going to be, I'm going to take some profits off the table and then leave some in. But that's looking solid. So that's Nike. And then anyways, Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going to keep pushing towards this 110 level, like right under 110, 109, 800, pushing towards 110. That seems to be like the next target. Get above these highs, going up to June 11th price action. So this looks good. Looks like we can get a reaccumulation again. Ethereum doing its thing around 2,400. You're seeing one of the things that we're noticing though is alts are pushing bullish, but Bitcoin is still leading, is still a more aggressive move. So we don't have alts taking dominance yet. We're still seeing Bitcoin leading the way with the dominance. We have no signs of a reversal yet. So altcoin season still pending. It's looked promising a few times, but every time like the structure still maintains bullish on crypto dominance. So as much as people want altcoin season, we're still just not getting the sign that it's here. And that just might mean we just have to kind of keep climbing into this imbalance, getting to this structure. So we continue to wait. I think maybe once we get into the 67.75, right around the zone, we'll start to see alts come in. But this has required a lot of patience out of people. And I think this has taken a lot of money off of the table. Like right now, the best plays literally the last couple of years has just been basically Bitcoin, unless, you know, you caught some alts early on in like 2022, 2023. So I think it's going to be a hilarious surprise once all of the alt money comes in. But also, this doesn't feel like you shouldn't be. I guess let me rephrase that. I don't worry about altcoin season because the Bitcoin dominance chart is showing like it's doing what it needs to be doing. So if, for example, like if we weren't in this huge pump where Bitcoin took over and then dropped and lost a lot of momentum, if we weren't in here, then I'd be like, okay, what's happening? Like why isn't alt money flowing in? But we are. So there is an expectation, at least I have, based on my understanding, that at some point, somewhere in here, we'll see a big reversal and we'll see the alt money come in, but it's just not there yet. That's it. Like we're just not there yet. So somewhere over here, I think we see what we've been waiting for. I don't think I can do bar replay here apparently, but yeah, so it seems like once we start to work our way closer to 68 around here, this is kind of where I think we'll finally get some sort of alt money flowing in. So for now, I mean, I'm buying Bitcoin literally every single day like I have been for a long time. I'm buying some of the big coins, like the more conservative ones. And you guys can look at either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. But stuff like that. Like the ones that are going to be here for a long time, those are the ones that I buy on the daily. The ones that I believe are going to be here for a long time. And then once we get those big drops, huge spike down, that's going to pick up some alts here and there. But yeah. Whoa. I don't know. I don't know these. These look interesting. Anyways, yeah. So the journey continues here. As we scale up, basically going into 67.5, this is where all of a sudden I think we might start seeing that shift in momentum. All right. Now that I've distracted you long enough, NASDAQ going into the imbalances, clearing the highs. That's good news for you, I believe, Luis. I think you're about to hit TP, bro. Why is this chart not changing? Oh, I know why. There you go. Look at you. Climbing, working its way up. All right. So Dow shorts for me are coming here soon. Maybe we see a reversal out of this order block here on S. And then let's see where we get with NASDAQ. So I'm getting close to shorting here. Once we get a little bit higher for my liking, then I'll take the position. All right, let's see here. We're not too far away from this. A little bit more. Come on now. And this entry can honestly see where we've seen support before right there. I think this is going to be where I take my position. The suspense. What are you guys going to do? Are you guys going to short NASDAQ? Are you going to short Dow? Are you not going to sell anything? How are you guys feeling with it? Yes, Nora, looking for the sell. Am I going to sell NQ at the same time? Nope. Didn't say nothing about doing that. No, sir. No, sir. All right, so now we're reaching the zone. All right. So as of where we get to now, basically this is where the market could start to, like, you could be looking to short from this area. I'm not going to sell yet, but we could see that. I wonder if we're going to see NASDAQ take the highs. So this just tapped into the area. I'm not in this yet. I want to see it go up a little more. You could get in there, but yeah, I'm going to still wait it out. It's where we have this support here. I'm going to look to take that. This kind of zone right here is where I think you have the most likelihood of seeing reversals right in there. Now, one thing that you guys can do, and honestly, considering this is a pretty small zone, if you wanted to introduce some risk here, like at the bare bones at the open, you could. Let's say you normally risk 1% or 0.5%, and you wanted, okay, let me use some of my available risk at the open. I could understand that. And then you use whatever is left. So let's say you normally risk half. You can maybe do quarter at the open, quarter where you normally want to. I could understand that. If something is showing you like, oh, you know what, we're not going to make it to our entry zone. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just wait for my moment. But just kind of giving a little bit of a perspective in case you're ever thinking like, oh, man, you know, like I don't want to miss the move. It's like, okay, you don't have to miss it. You could just, you know, kind of like throw a little something in there. A little something, something. All right, we're getting there. NASDAQ still pushing. Now we got Dow in range over here. So really anywhere here. If you like the idea, you're like, all right, I'm good. This is good enough for me. Take a swing at it. You know, do your thing. I'm going to wait for this, though. Right there. Boom. Just shy as of right now. About 12 points out. Starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Where does that put S&P, actually? S&P? All right into the order block. Interesting. Okay. So there are a few things coming together here that kind of set up for a possible sell. Remember, the way I look at the market is we're playing one big game of chess. So what I'm going to do is because S is playing out of this order block, I'm going to take my position on Dow. I'm going to take my swing at Dow now. And then let's see where this wants to take us. All right. So I just opened my trade. I'm cool with this entry. Whoa. Not sure where the thing just went. All right, there we go. So I'm in right here. Looks like, all right, look at that. It's getting right into the zone, basically. Cool. I got in a little earlier. Right there. All right. Now take a look at this. NQ, trading in the range. Good stuff. Let's see what we got going on. All right. In there. Very slow and steady. Slow and steady. All right, so positions open. Got those running here. How are you guys feeling about your trades? Nas moving along. Dow chilling. Meets the parameters. We have liquidity moving sideways. We had the sweep of the highs. Dow sustained structure really well over here. Outside of that, we saw NASDAQ absolutely blow up. And throughout this entire process, NASDAQ climbed 240, 30 points, while Dow did like maybe 100. So we're seeing that Dow has way less bullish pressure relative to NASDAQ. And then from here, we just got to let the market do whatever the market's going to do, accept the consequences. So accept the risk, whether it's, you're thinking in a risk -1R, whatever that is for you. It might be $10, might be 100, might be 1,000, might be 10,000, whatever it is for you. You have that set in stone. Understand the risk first. Think risk first, and then profit second. So that's in motion. And then you just adapt to however the market continues. So if the market wants to give us a mitigation. So one of the big things for me, which is my trade management, the move to the upside here was about 63 points. So if the market then, let's say, drops here 60 something points, that's when I would go and move my stop to break even. So now that's what I wait for. That's the next step in my trading here, is waiting for to see if we get any type of reversal or not. It's possible that we don't, and it just goes straight to stop. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's see what the market wants to give us. On the plus side, we have a ton of imbalance that could be filled, and then if we zoom out with Dow, that could turn into a massive imbalance that gets filled down into here, whether we play into this order block over here or we work our way all the way down to this. Considering that we have, if you're trading intraday and you only have today, like you can't carry over. So if you're not trading your own funds and you're doing like a futures prop firm, then this is probably the better target. If you're trading CFDs and you're comfortable with holding, then I think this would be a better target. These are ambitious exits, obviously. But they're logical exits. We're trading imbalances back into structure. It's not for the sake of, let me go make more money. It's just like, this is just where the market targets, like how it's magnetic, where the money is lying. So that's the case right now. That's what we got going on. This setup for me was a little over, what is it? I gave myself 59 points first stop. I didn't short NASDAQ, so no vendí NASDAQ. Me enfoqué en el US30. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Speaking of chess, have you seen that movie, Queen's Gambit? Yeah, this show, Queen's Gambit, is sick. Oh, well, look at that. Boom, just like that. We got money came in. The question is it going to stay in? What's the word? About 50, 60 points. Okay, so big move like that. This is the signs of, all right, let me tighten up my stop or move stop to break even. Okay. Now it's playing out of this here. So it's going to either test this, bounce, or we're going to break through. At this point, now I've cut my risk significantly down. So worst case, instead of losing 60 points, I only lose 16. So that's playing out nicely. You see how NASDAQ's bouncing off of the previous level of resistance. Dow was holding it down pretty well. That's a good sign. So as of right now, if you took this position, then you are well over a 1-to-1. So looking at this here, you're sitting at around a 1.2. That's what we saw peak. 1.2 R so far. I'm not taking my profit yet. I'm holding this, like I mentioned before. I know many of you, excuse me, many of you are at a 2R fixed exit for the sake of building confidence, building more momentum, like just kind of getting wins under your belt, and I guess like proving yourself like, oh, okay, actually I'm not bad of a trader. So, which is great. I think that's great. In terms of actual like logical exits based off of, smart money principles, I do like taking this all the way down to this order block that's sitting over here. Assuming we get down to here, there's no guarantee. And then, pero sí, chicos, esto ya va en profits. Esto nos fue más de 60 puntos en profit, como 70. Stop loss. And you guys can move your stop either to here or you just go break even. If you're like, you know what, I don't want to have anything at risk here anymore, then feel free to do that. It's all up to you. Maybe you got a better entry. You weighted a little bit higher and you can go break even with, and it's pretty sniped. Either way, drawdown was 15 points, 16 points. Not too bad. What I'm liking a lot right now is that NASDAQ is pushing up way higher. Dow is chilling. Dow isn't ripping the same way. That gives me a lot more confidence that this is going to stay. Luis, did you end up taking profit, or were you looking to hold all the way up to here? My suggestion was the sell in the order block, but obviously, like, you don't have to trade like me. And it's very different. Dow is dropping, but S&P is following NASDAQ along a little bit more. So this is going to be the test whether Dow holds, it just wants to rebalance and then work its way lower, or if that's just all we were going to get. So let's see. But as of now, our projections were on point, at least for the entry. The exit to be determined. To be determined. Something that's interesting is that this pushed up 59 points, and then when this dropped down, this only dropped about 40. So NAS could still give another round of mitigation, and that could really push Dow further down. So like, you know how we broke this high here? If money's going to come in again, then it could drop this down, and then this could be the next leg to push below here. So this doesn't surprise me right now, the way we're seeing this pull back up. I would feel a bit more confident had we kind of just stayed trading down here a little bit longer. So let's see. Let's see if we get the bounce out of this zone and then we come down or not. Now, there's another type of trading where like you look for, like your first exit is just the most probable exit regardless of the risk reward. So let's say we were trading that way. The first exit would have been in this order, this little sell-off basically, which would have been 1-to-1. That for me, don't love that. So I don't trade like that. But if you guys notice, when we are having mitigation, you usually will get a 1-to-1. Like almost at least 70-80% of the time, at least like for my trades. And so 1-to-1, and if you have a 70% win rate, like you're profitable. You're not taking huge wins, but you know, you're kind of like inching your way through. So let's see here. Right now, I've positioned myself so that I have my stop over here. So I'm willing to lose a small amount. Like, so out of my overall risk, I would lose still, instead of losing 1 R, I'd be losing like 0.25 R if it were to clear this high. I'm okay with that for the potential of this to continue to go down and possibly go 3.4 R or more, depending on what I'm looking at here with NASDAQ. Questions for you guys is how comfortable do you feel with the trade? Are you annoyed with yourself? Oh man, I let it come back. How are y'all feeling? I wonder if NQ clears these highs, takes liquidity, and if this manages to stay within this range. Let's see. Still seeing divergence even on this time frame. Like this is still going lower while this is going higher. Question is it going to be enough? Let's see. Back at entry. If we were counter trend trading, then I would have actually probably just gone to break even and just is what it is. But since we've been trading to the downside here recently, following the flow of the market, I was cool with kind of like giving a little bit of breathing room just in case. So let's see. Okay, we're kind of bouncing off of this right now. You can just melt down now. That's cool with me. From here, if from here we get a really strong push, then now, okay, I tighten up again, and we're basically playing the structure of the market. That's assuming it wants to keep going down. It might not, and it might just go higher. But if that's the case, then this can function as like, okay, a new structure point. Stop loss goes from here to here, which is the entry. And then we move on. Okay, looks like it's playing. Looks like it could be going in our favor. Let's see. How did you guys manage this one? That's my mentor. Nice. That's love. Removed half my trade, so I'm risk-free. Snipe the entry. Break even para mí. Break even, so it's all risk-free now. Okay. Adentro y listo para que corra. 2-1 con no sé 30 se dio súper bien. Nice. So you got a 2-1 out of this one. So you probably really sniped it. Good stuff. Bien hecho. Básicamente, ahorita me estaba dando el espacio. Yo tuve mi stop loss por aquí en vez de aquí para darme este espacio por si solo quería llenar imbalance como lo está haciendo. Si esto sigue bajando, entonces ahora muevo mi stop loss de acá a la entrada y darle la oportunidad que esto pueda pues aquí seguir fluyendo y nada más. Even now, guys, like, see how it filled in balance and then it's working its way down? If the market were to come back up again, I don't really know what the purpose, like, I don't know why it would drop because this is already rebalanced now. So let's say the market comes up, I think it would just go for something higher. So I am going to actually move my stop down, tighten it up again already. So I move my stop to here. And now we see. So the plus side is NASDAQ has a ton of imbalance to drop into. That could be really nice for Dow. So we wait. See, going into a new hour here in a few minutes, so that could be what drives this now, moving forward. But cool. I mean, you guys are running risk-free now, so let the market do the rest of it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys haven't pre-ordered, if you guys got some value, and obviously on these free sessions, you want to support Tradetopia, then pre-order a hat, pre-order a shirt. They look sick, super sick. So feel free to plug in with us, and this will be shipping out on the 4th of July, right? The day of freedom. And then if you guys want to experience Colombia, Cartagena with us, also check this out. Some pretty cool things. We're going to have epic experience out there. So stay in the loop, drop your email in here, and you guys will be good to go. Appreciate the love. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you got some profits out of today's session. And most importantly, you got experience. That's what we can all really ask for. So if you guys, enjoyed the session, leave your charts, leave the lessons, leave the value in the community. If you're not in the community and you want to be in the community here, then definitely check this out, dude. What are you doing? Join the squad. Join the squad. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the community here so you guys can join if you're not already in here. And then the store is tradetopia.store as well. So join the community. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for NFP. We'll be